Hello. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you today about my status as a little baby gamer. And it's silly and like whatever, but I just thought that it was funny. So I just thought that I would come on here and share. And maybe I'm not the only one, and maybe some of you guys out there have felt this way too. So my husband is what I would classify as an actual gamer, not a little baby gamer. And he's gamed for ever, as long as I've known him. And it's lots of different kinds. He's got lots of different kinds of games. We'll get into that here in a bit. But I have always felt, and this is where it gets stupid, I've always felt too stupid to play video games. And growing up, we had a PlayStation, and I was the youngest of four, but my oldest sister was a lot older than me, so like the three of us shared the PlayStation, but like she did not because she wasn't interested. And at first it was like we pretty equally split it or whatever, with Spyro and Crash and things like that. But then it pretty much just became my brother's gaming system, and he started playing like the Call of Duty and like the this and that. And so then my sister and I couldn't really play it because he was monopolizing it, which like whatever, you know. I've told you in videos before, I will tell you again, we were spoiled. This is not a woe is me. But there was basically, I did not game growing up is my point. Not on like an actual system. So what I would play was the Game Boy, and then the Game Boy Color, and then, honestly, I don't think I got a 3DS until I was married. So I definitely didn't grow up playing that, you know what I'm saying? But even then, so as a clear Pokemon lover, I did not play the Pokemon games on the Game Boy growing up. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't feel like we were not allowed. It just wasn't a thing. Aside from it not being a thing, I don't know how else to explain that. But what's funny is that I did have the Pokemon pinball game, and I freaking loved it. So I did like that. I don't know. So it was just like, that was my very limited exposure, is what I will say. And so then, as an adult who loves Pokemon, I wanted to get, as I said, the 3DS, the whatevers, and play the more recent Pokemon games on them. And I did, and I enjoyed them. And honestly, for the first several years of doing this, I could not understand why people like bashed the Pokemon game so much and was like, oh, is this what's coming out? Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, I fully enjoyed them. I loved them. But I also think that it's because I was not a hardcore gamer, and I was not already exposed to and experiencing like higher level things over here. And then when I went to play this, it just felt like a step back. This was just fun. This was just new for me and fun. So enjoyed those. And I want to say X and Y might be my favorite still. I loved that you could dress up your characters. I loved that you could like pet them and feed them little muffin things. And I don't know, I just loved it. I thought it was super cute. But the whole time I had these gaming systems, I only played the Pokemon games because, once again, I just had it in my mind that I wasn't smart enough to play video games. And my husband knew that, and I've talked to him about it before, but recently he was like, that's really funny to me because there's like a bajillion people that play video games and not all of them are smart. And I'm like, I guess that's a good point. But like, to me, it was just, you have to be smart, you have to be strategic, you have to be just all of these things. Very techie, very like, you had to be an IT guy to be able to play video games. Why did I think that? I don't know, but I did. But then we had an experience that confirmed this for me, and I don't remember what it was freaking called, but it was our first year of marriage, and I remember that because we were in our apartment and we weren't even there for a full year. And Chris got me a Mickey game, as in Disney's Minnie and Mickey, but it was a Mickey game, and I forget what it was. There was like a paintbrush in it, whatever, and I got freaking stuck, and I couldn't do it, and I felt so stupid. And there either wasn't a guidebook, or even using the guidebook, I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, this is a children's game that is too hard for me, and I literally can't finish it. So it like reinforced for me that I'm too stupid to play video games. And I've just held on to that for a very long time. Chris even actually tried to log in and get me past where I was stuck, and he was like, this is just a really poorly designed game. Like, they made this, the difficulty level of this is way too much, way too difficult for the content. He was like, this is just a really poorly designed game. But like, he can say that with confidence because he's a gamer, and so he knows that he excels at this, and this. So if he's struggling with this over here, or if he just finds it clunky or not there's a term for it, intuitive or whatever, he's like, they just did a bad job. But I'm looking at this going, a freaking children's Mickey Mouse Disney game is too hard for me. Stupid. And so I just held on to that for, as I said, the longest time. Way too long. So I have this little guy right here. Oh, you can see the reflection. So it's my Switch, and it is the Pokemon edition, as you can see. It came with the yellow and brown Joy-Cons that were also Pokemon, but I switched it out for these grips, which I love. I am absolutely obsessed with these grips. They make it so much more comfortable. And the Switch has been out for how long now? 8 years, I guess. I don't have it anymore. We did originally get the original Switch, and then we traded it in when the Pokemon version came out. And I have played exactly Pokemon games on this, like maybe 3 to 4. I started Arceus, didn't finish it. I have Shining Pearl, I think. Basically finished it. Scarlet, basically finished it. Shield, definitely finished. And then, this is actually right in front of me, Pokemon Snap. I freaking loved this game. I've heard mixed reviews. This is such a cozy game for me, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I did not know that cozy gaming existed, and that is my niche, okay? So when I tell you I'm a baby gamer, I'm a little baby cozy gamer, and I am okay with that, and I am happy to have found it. So I'm devastated, though, because this is my favorite game currently, and I can't find it. I found the case, and I was so excited, and it's not in the case. I have a really bad habit of whatever case is closest to me, I put the game that was in my system in so that I don't like mess up the cartridge or anything, but I don't necessarily put them back correctly. So I did scour all of my cases that I can find the other day, and it's not in any of those. So we'll find it someday. But if we don't, it's going to be a repurchase because that's how much I enjoy it. So I don't actually know what the trigger, the impetus, I don't know what happened. I can't remember, honestly, but I was like, I feel like I could enjoy other video games and I wish I could play them. So like, that's how this trajectory kind of started. I just don't remember what the thing was, the first domino to fall, so to speak. And my husband was like, friggin' yeah, you can play other video games. So, oh, I wish I had the cases in the other room. I'm gonna go get it because I love it so much. Hold on. So my husband got me the Hello Kitty Island Adventure Deluxe Edition. And there's a little poster in here. It's a map on one side and then Hello Kitty's friends on the other. And I love everything about this game. You see all the time on social media, people are like, oh, this is healing my inner child. No, this is healing my adult heart. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just unlocked a whole world of gaming for me, and I love it. And I've heard, I don't want to say bad reviews, mixed reviews almost sounds too negative too. I don't think this is for everybody, but one of the complaints that you can hear about it is that there's like not enough to do. So you have to be willing, you have to go into it knowing and then be willing to play it in short bursts frequently. So like pick it up every day, but just don't play it for very long every day. And I understand where people are coming from when they say that. But I also say it's completely dependent upon the day, because there is a minimal storyline and there are quests to complete and this and that. So there are some days that all you're doing is gathering materials for the other days and stuff like that. But there's some days that you can be on quests for hours. And honestly, there's been days that even when I've not had quests, because I'm in between several, I'm gathering so many different types of things. And then I'm trying to check, like I have my own internal checklist of what I want to do that day, and it can still take me hours. So for me, This game, I can literally just sit on it and chill and just have the most relaxing time. I'm typically watching YouTube in the background, or my husband and I are watching hockey and I'm just playing this. It has been so cathartic for me. I guess that's the word that I'm looking for. And I have loved it so much. And we already know this, I did a video on it. I did get to pre-order the Switch 2. And the list of games that I want to play on the Switch 2 are mostly Switch 1 games, which makes me actually think, like, should I even get the Switch 2 or should I stick with my Pokemon edition? But the problem is Nintendo developers, whoever, they're not fully coming out and saying what will be what. So for instance, I cannot wait. Is it Tales of the Shire, a Hobbit life sim, for that to come out July 29th, I think it is. And it looks like it's only being released with a Switch version, not a Switch 2 version, but it will be compatible, obviously, with Switch 2. So that's already pre-ordered. We're good to go. I cannot wait for that. But we also have Fantasy Life, A Girl Who Steals Time. That was just, like, there's not enough information. That was just released on PC, Xbox, things like that. It will be released here in a couple days on the Switch. They've confirmed that there's a Switch 2 version, but the Switch 2 version won't have the same deluxe editions that the Switch 1 version had. So then do you have to buy the Switch 1 version and upgrade to the Switch 2 version? Are you basically paying for it twice? Can you just get the Switch 2 version? Like, question mark. We know that Pokemon Z through A is coming out at the end of the year. I am not aware of them having announced, is it coming out on Switch and Switch 2, or is it only Switch 2? There's lots of future things coming out, obviously, and I don't know if they're being developed for both or if they're only being developed for the 2. And even though the 2 is backwards compatible, I don't think the 1 is future compatible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that you can play a Switch 2 game on a Switch 1 console. So that's what makes me, like, keep going back and forth. I'm 99% sure I'm going to keep my pre-order, because I'm a little fledgling baby gamer, right? And I want to be able to enjoy this new hobby that I found. And I want to be able to continue getting games and like this and that. So I think I'm going to keep it because we don't know what's going to happen. But I will tell you, I'm between 2 games to buy. So the bundle that I was able to pre-order does have Mario Kart with it. I got the one that's like, it was only $30 instead of $80 that way. Or maybe it was $50 instead of $80 and I saved $30. I don't remember, but I got the cheaper way because I was able to do it the bundle. So that is probably going to be my only Switch 2 game that I get on it for a while because I really want to play the Moomin Valley Snufkin? Melody something. I'm mixing up all of the words, but Moomin Valley, I really want to play that game. And you guys, your minds are going to be blown. It is 2025. And I have never played Animal Crossing. And I'm very excited about it. And I know I'm 5 whole years late to the party, and probably everything that can be done and found and experienced in Animal Crossing has already been done by everybody else, but I haven't gotten to experience it yet. And I'm very excited. So I think that's going to be my actual first purchase for the Switch 2. I've contemplated getting it like now and starting it on my Switch 1, but I'm keeping my Switch 1 console. And so I don't want to like start an island here and then have to transfer it over here. So I think I just want to start fresh because I have 2 weeks to wait. So like, there's no need for me to get the game now when I can just wait 2 weeks and get it with my new Switch. And I get to experience this for the first time. And I'm probably going to make content about it because I just really feel like it's odd in 2025 for somebody to have never experienced any of this. I don't know the characters. I know that there's not a storyline, but I don't know the minimum storyline that there might be in it. I don't know the objectives other than paying off your mortgage. I don't know anything about it. And so I get to experience this for the first time. And comments that I have read on Reddit and like threads and all sorts of things are basically just like, I wish that I could experience Animal Crossing again for the first time, like with no preconceived knowledge or whatever. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for us. Okay. I'm a little bit nervous though. Excuse me. And I'm nervous because will it still be magical? Or because I missed the boat and I did not join the hype train in 2020 when it came out. Well, when it came out on the Switch during COVID and everything. Will it not be fun? Because a bunch of the comments and stuff that I'm reading are that it's fun because you were isolated. You could play it 1,000 hours a week because you either didn't have a job, couldn't leave your house, whatever. Quarantine, obviously. And you could communicate with your friends because everyone in the world was playing it. So all of your friends who were also quarantined and also not working and all the things, you could play together and talk. Well, all of that is not happening today in 2025, right? Unless you're unemployed for individual reasons. We all have our jobs back, right? We're not quarantined. We can go out and see our friends if we want to. It may be difficult because #adulting, and we're all so busy and it's difficult to schedule things. But the base things that brought everybody together don't exist anymore. And so it sounds like there's still a core group of people that are continuing to play. And so when I get on, I'll still be able to interact with people and like whatever. But I'm just nervous. I'm afraid that I've missed the boat. I'm afraid that I missed out. And I'm afraid that this really magical thing that people wish that they could experience for the first time won't be magical for me. But I'm still going to do it. We're still going to try. And I'll come back and report to you guys. And I'll tell you what I have found. Okay? I'm also really interested in Fantasy Life, as I already mentioned, A Girl Who Steals Time. That's out, but like coming out in a couple days. It just depends upon what platform you're on. The Switch 2 version, we don't know when it's coming out. We know that they're coming out with the upgraded version, but we don't know when. Honestly, it's on my phone, so I'd have to stop filming and look it up, and I'm not going to do that. But I have a list, like a 1, 2, 3, like a list of games that I want to play, and almost all of them are Switch 1 games, which just makes me laugh. But like Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, I really want to play that. But I'm not going to buy it now because they're re-releasing a Switch 2 version. So I'm just going to buy the updated version when I have the Switch 2. But my plan, so I want to tell you guys this too, keep me accountable. I don't plan to buy all of the games that I want to play. I plan to buy them as I can play them because I am a person of FOMO and I'm a shopaholic and whatever. I like to spend money. We have our fun money budget, like whatever. And so I'm going to stick to that. But also I feel like I could see myself, because it's new and shiny, buying with every fun money, buying this many games or whatever. And now I'm going to have the backlog. I'm going to have the library. I'm going to have the things that gamers regularly talk about. And I will not have touched 90% of them because there's only so much time in a day and you can only play so many games, right? So my plan, keep me accountable, is to buy what I plan to play at that time. So Mario kind of doesn't count. A, it came with it, and B, it's a game that you can pick up, put down, pick up, put down. Like, it's not story heavy, whatever. And I feel the same way about Animal Crossing, which, by the way, I constantly want to call Animal Farm, and that is not the same thing. But both of those I can play extensively, or I can play it and then turn on a story heavy game, play this again, turn on a story heavy game. Like, I can go in and out and it doesn't hurt anything that I paused on playing that, right? So I feel like Mario's included. Animal Crossing, I think, is going to be my first game purchase for my Switch 2, which is funny because it's not a Switch 2 game. And then I'll probably pick one RPG or story heavy narrative based game, which I think is going to be, what is it? Snufkin, The Valley of Melodies, Moomin Valleys. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, Google those words in any particular order and I'm sure that it will come up. I think that one's a pretty short game, but I'm okay with that because I am a baby gamer and let's see if I can do it. I'm really curious about the Professor Layton games. I think they sound so interesting and cool and semi-cozy, but I've also heard they're really hard. So I don't know that I should start with that. But also I always feel bad, like, if I have to look something up. So if I'm playing, get stuck, and then I have to Google it, I'm like, I might as well not have been playing this game. Like, I'm not smart enough for that, whatever. Why? People look stuff up all the time. There's full Reddits and everything for this is where you find this. That puzzle was really hard, like whatever. So I don't know where this is coming from, to be honest. I probably need to do some therapy or whatever to figure out what aspect of my childhood is making me feel so stupid. But I'm excited. So basically, I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys that I have been playing this for weeks now. Maybe a month. I might not have had it a month, but for as long as I've had it, I've been playing it. And last week, my husband and I both had a staycation, and we literally stayed and cated. So it was a heavy video game playing vacation for him. And I just got to chill, and I would read my book, and then I would play Hello Kitty, and then I would play Hello Kitty, and then like I honestly spent a surprising amount of hours in it every single day, and we just had the most chill staycation together, and just were actually refreshed and like mentally rejuvenated and all the things. And I cannot tell you how enjoyable it was for me to get lost in Hello Kitty Island Adventure Deluxe Edition. And now I'm best friends with some of them. Not all of them though, but I also find that interesting. Some of them, their friendship level only goes up to 15 and then you're best friends, and some of them it goes up to 20. And I'm like, why is this character more important than this character? Like, why did they get 5 more levels? But whatever. I freaking love cinnamon roll. Oh, but let's go into that. Maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and probably stop this for today, but we will be back and we'll do another video on fandoms and my thoughts on them and all the things. So stay tuned for that. But I've just really been enjoying this, and I've really been enjoying gaming, and I can't wait to get more into it. And this sounds silly, but you're not too old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not too old. You're not too stupid. You're not too different. It's, oh, I have other hobbies, so I can't pick this one up. Malarkey. Hogwash. Pick it up if you want to. So that's my PSA for today. Whatever you're interested in doing or trying, just try it. If you don't like it, put it down and then pick up something else. You know what I'm saying? So I've really been enjoying it. It's been really cathartic for me, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And next time we'll talk about fandom. Bye.